Hello, it's me again, E-Red Show, and I already did a video featuring the top 11 graded series with the most fanfics on fanfiction.net, and a lot of people seem to like to do that. So today, I'm going to do something else. This time, it's the top 11 series with the most trivia on the Internet Movie Database.
Number 11, Batman, with 132 bits of trivia. Now, I use The Dark Knight for reference here, and simply because it's a really awesome movie. I never really got into the Batman comic books or any of the TV shows, but let me just say that The Dark Knight is probably my pick for best movie of 2008. It's simply an awesome movie, and it makes any fan appreciate Batman. Number 10, The Godfather. This is with 134 bits of trivia. I never watched this movie, but from what I heard it was, well, one of the greatest movies of all time. Number 9, Spider-Man, with 139 bits of trivia. I'm using this based on the first movie. And there's actually a funny story because I actually got Spider-Man comic books in the mail, but I was never really able to understand why. I just did. And I watched the movies, and they're really good. My favorite is Spider-Man 2. Number 8, Transformers, with 148 bits of trivia. This is another great one. I never really got into the Transformers cartoon show, but I did watch the Transformers movies, and they were good. Well, the first one was good at least. Number 7, James Bond, with 149 bits of trivia. I decided to use Casino Royale for my references, and it's my favorite movie in the James Bond series. And I've seen all the Pierce Brosnan and Daniel Craig James Bond movies, and they're all really good. I'm glad we could be a part of. And I didn't read any of the James Bond books, but they're all really good. Number 6, Star Trek, with 167 bits of trivia. I was never really into Star Trek when I was a kid, and I never watched the show or anything, but I used the most recent movie, for reference, and the movie turned out to be really awesome, and it's for any fan, even if you're not a fan of Star Trek. Thank you. Number 5, Titanic, with 188 bits of trivia. I think this is probably my brother's favorite movie. He's a big movie guy, and while I never saw the whole thing, I did see bits of it, and it was pretty good from what I saw. Number 4, The Simpsons, with also 188 bits of trivia. What a coincidence. I never really watched the show, but I did watch The Simpsons movie, and it was really good. Number 3, Star Wars, with 193 bits of trivia. I used the original movie for reference here. I know a lot of people are going to hate me, but I think that my favorite in the series was probably Return of the Jedi. Yeah, not The Empire Strikes Back. The Star Wars series by itself is really great, and it's also one of my favorite things. Number 2, Lord of the Rings, with 222 references. Bits of trivia. And I already mentioned this, so I'm not going to talk any more about it. And the number 1 series with most trivia on the Internet Movie Database is Digimon, with 276 bits. This is kind of cheating because most of the bits of trivia are about introductions for Digimon, and I just think that's kind of cheating. But whatever it is, this is supposed to be unbiased, so it's the winner. I never really got into this. I guess I was more of a Pokemon guy.
But we're not done. Now I'm going to do a video featuring the top 11 series on the Internet Movie Database with the most forum posts. So here we go.
Number 11, Twilight, with 1,000 bits of trivia, with 1,000 posts. It's actually kind of strange because all the posts I see seem to be negative things, and I don't know why people are devoting their time so much to something they don't like. I already told you about Twilight in my earlier video. Number 10, The Office, with at least 1,160 posts. Never really got into the show, but it was pretty funny from what I saw. Number 9, The Terminator, with 1,450 posts. I actually never signed the Terminator movies. Jeez, how could I have... I need to see more movies. Okay, number 8, Desperate Housewives, with 1,510 posts. Never really got into this show either, not even my mom, and she's a mom, you think she'd get into that show. Number 7, Buffy the Vampire Slayer with 1,690 posts. I already discussed this, so I'm not going to say more. Number 6, Heroes, with 1,880 posts. I never got into this show, which is kind of sad, seeing as how a lot of people compare it to another show, which will in fact be on this list. Number 5, 24, with 2,200 posts. Never got into this show either, but I do know how Jack Bauer is pretty popular on the internet. Number 4, Doctor Who, with 2,490 posts. I never really get into Doctor Who, which is sad, seeing as how everyone keeps talking about it, or at least geeks do. It's probably the most popular series to ever come out of Britain. Okay, number 3, Batman, with 4,530 posts. I just discussed this, so I won't talk about more. Number 2, Lost, with 9,650 posts. Now this is one of my favorite shows, simply because it's simply an awesome show. It has a lot of great. I especially love the characters. They all weave well together. They all have importance. They're not just there for the sake of being there. It's a great story, and I'm sad this is the last season, but I'm sure to watch every episode of it, even though I didn't actually see the first 2 seasons. And the number 1 movie with the most, or TV show, the most most posts on the Internet Movie Database forums is Avatar, with a whopping 29,730. Wow. I saw this movie, and I would give it 3.5 stars out of 4. It wasn't one of my favorites, but it was really good, and it does have a lot of significance. I think actually in terms of inflation adjusted, it's actually number 3 in terms of the highest grossing movie of all time. But I will say that, but I think that number 2 is Star Wars, and number 1 is Gone with the Wind. You have to take in inflation, of course.
I hope you enjoyed my list, and again, this is biased. It's all technical information, so don't be offended if anything got higher or lower that you didn't want it to be. Goodbye.